Hello, welcome to the Robo Samurai channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Studio Series Transformers the movie Core Class Autobot Wheelie, and there it is. So I got this early in from Big Bad Toy Store. They keep sending me stickers with every single shipment, so I'll have a bunch of these. I'm not sure what I'll do with them. Put them on my refrigerator. Anyway, so here's what the box looks like here, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You got Wheelie right here, and you've got him. That's the same picture, just close up. He's smiling there. Check that out. Here he is here holding a slingshot, and then you got this, and then some of these little core class ones. There's the back of the box. The little core class ones, there's no number on them, like the other Studio Series. I noticed that. But first of all, and second of all, it does come with a background, I guess. This is like the Quintesson planet, but it's not really anything. You might be able to reprint this. It's got a big hole in it. That's all it comes with, in terms of background. I mean, it looks cool. But yeah, it just kind of seems like there's not much else I can do with it. It doesn't have the niceness to it. Probably my number one complaint with the core class. But of course, what do you expect for the price, I suppose? I'm all right. So, if you have a bigger Quintesson or, backdrops, or you want to combine them with your backdrops from the other Studio Series, like the Dinobots, they all have, like, I think Quintessa, like the Pit of Judgment, or Quintesson Pit of Judgment. Yeah, you can always just add him to that. So, that's what we got with the box and the background. So let's take a look at this figure. This figure is small. It's a small one. And let's take a look here. Let's get this focused for everyone. You can see him all here. He's pretty, yeah, he's a tiny guy. But this is what he looks like from the back. And here's what he looks like from the front, of course. And he comes with his one accessory, which is the slingshot, which is this thing here. I mean, it's just a, why? But it's cool. They gave him this little thing here. That's nice. I like it. Now, when he comes in the package, and you get this guy in the package, his arms are kind of collapsed like this. And you can, if you want him to have straight on arms, then yeah, that's it. But, and I saw this first, I was like, oh, wow, can I do that? And, without even looking at the instructions. But yeah, you can kind of pull that out, and it's on a ball joint, so that gives you lots of good, flexibility there in terms of that. Let's see, can we get a close-up here on the head? Let's see if we can focus on that. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's a small head, but looks really nice. I like this. Pretty much a great looking wheelie sculpt here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. There's no, in terms of articulation, he's got like the whole, he can do this, kind of do the splits. These are on ball joints, so, not really. That's as far as he can go. Maybe you can get him in a running stance. Whoa! Anyway, so his elbows, yeah, let's do the elbows. A little over 90 degrees, I guess. Like I said, they're on a ball joint. Everything's nice and stiff and not loose or anything. You can go all the way around with his shoulder joint, and can go out about that much. That's about all you'll never need, really. No waist swivel, okay? No waist swivel. Just to point that out. Come back and focus. There we go. So that's what little Wheelie looks like. He's got some paint here. These here, I guess you can call this. This is really for transformation, but I guess you can call that toe tilt. But no ankle rockers whatsoever. Not a little bit. So that's what he looks like there. Like I said, little guy, small. How small is he? Well, okay, let's do some comparison, shall we? Here it is. Here he is with Optimus Prime from Earthrise. Yeah, that's what he looks like. I think that, it's pretty cool. Here he is with... There he is with Cosmos, right? So just some ideas there. And then here's the Gold Bug from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee set. You can see how small this little guy is. Now here he is with I think I can get the stand. This is the one that came with Grimlock, the Studio Series Grimlock, and he's got some very frozen kind of stance there. But he's about, they kind of kept this, very close. Let's see if I can't get these to bend down somehow. Get out of the way. Here we go. Let's see if we can, there we go. So you can kind of see both of the head sculpts and how they look. Well, they're very similar in terms of like the way they look. So I think they did a fair job on this guy. And I guess the only other piece of comparison I have here is I don't have the original what do they call it, the Titan's Return. I do have the Japanese version of Wheelie, which has a different, it's like a clear chest plate and everything else, but here's what they look like side by side. And yeah, so he's definitely bigger, but we can kind of take a look at these head sculpts as well and say, hey, they did a good job of these. I think these are pretty good, in terms of head sculpt and whatnot. So, all right, so yeah, let's go on ahead and let's get them transformed. First of all, we're I'm gonna collapse those arms back into those, and it's just gonna give a little snap when you do that and lines it up. That's kind of a slot peg thing going on here. If you look there, see, snap peg. There we go. So that'll lock them in place, and that'll be useful later. I'm gonna pull the arms out to the side a little bit, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip him around, and then open this a little bit, and then we're going to take the front part here, right here, and we're going to flip it all the way around like this, and then we're going to push that head all the way in and then close that up. That's what we should be doing right there. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to work on the legs, and the legs need to be turned around. So let's flip them up first of all. We'll flip them up like this, I believe. Yeah, on the waist here. And there is a little something here. I'll show you in a minute what what's going on here. So let's see here. So this here, what we're going to do is flip these feet down like that. There we go. So they're set like that. And then we're going to rotate these in. So the reason why we're rotating these at the knee joint right there is we're going to close close them, turn them in like this. There's a little tab right here and a slot right there. We're going to actually close those together right here. So and just give it a nice little squeeze right there. So yeah, so that's how that's going to work. And you'll notice, and I'm going to point this out because I don't know if the instructions really point this out, but these here, let me split this again. These here are kind of on a, if you look, they're like, the ball joints are meant to kind of come together a little bit. So that's what we got there. So, and it doesn't say that, but they do wind up kind of compressing. So, I'll go on ahead and just do that, and then I think that they should go like this, and let's see how the transformation goes, because I noticed this later on and I was like, oh, maybe that's where it goes. So so we got these sitting here, and they actually should be kind of like at this right angle here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this thing all the way down like this and collapse it on top of those legs so that this tabs into there and that goes into there. So we should be able to, I think, collapse all that. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, like that. And then just move that down there and that there. And then we're going to move these arms back, and then they'll tab into the little tab in the little slot right there, if you see it. One there and one there. And by the way, this should have all the way, it says to flip this down, but all through the process of transformation, it just does that. So, and there we go. And that's Wheelie in his alt mode. So, and one of the things that they tell you is you can take the little slingshot Y, and if you turn him upside down, you can peg it into here. Now it's really hard to do it from this angle, so if you really must store it in there, flip this out, then take it where it's easier to manipulate it, and then just plug that in there and then close it up, and then tab these in, and then you have his little weapon storage. But there he is. Yeah, he's a pretty interesting little guy. I think that that's pretty decent. It's probably one of the better ones that we've ever got from Hasbro to date on Wheelie. So yeah, and I think that he's pretty good. Like I said, I got this from Big Bad Toy Store. I've got let's do a little comparison, if you guys can bear with me for just a second. Let me pull this thing out here. We've got a lot of... I guess I can discuss this while I'm also fiddling around with this other bot here. His hands are just sticking out there on the back there. Now, if that bugs you a bit, yeah, and by the way, I tried to put the slingshot in there, and it just was not really want to hold for some reason, which is a strange thing. Like, why wouldn't it, right? So, but yeah, that's what's going on with that. It's, yeah, I think it works, but, so right now, I'm kind of going to get a comparison going here, and that is with the other Wheelie. And snap, snap, snap. Here we go. And we can kind of take a look and compare these. Now, the Japanese version of Wheelie is a little different in coloring than the U.S. version, or the Hasbro version, I should say. So, and you can kind of see. I think in the U.S. version, this canopy is actually like dark or black or gray or something. I'm not entirely sure. So, but yeah, you can kind of get a comparison of those two right there. So we've got them, and they try very hard to mimic the, what the cartoon model is in the movie. I think this one does a really good job, and I like it. I guess my only complaint is those hands sticking out of the back. It would have been nice if they could have done some detailing like they did here with the backlights, instead of having the hand sticking out like that. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and put this aside. Yeah, of course, this one here, if you didn't know, this is the one that comes with Grimlock. Does not transform whatsoever. So, yeah, that's all we got with that. Anyway, so yeah, so it's a very nice figure. I like it. The wheels roll kind of nice. And yeah, very, very worth it, to add to your Transformers the Movie Studio Series collection. Now, I did get this again from Big Bad Toy Store, but I also heard that it should be hitting like Walmart and Target in the United States. Yeah, so go look for it. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and we'll talk to you later.